Hey y'all, welcome back to Preparedness Truth. Welcome to this evening's video. We're going to be talking about quite a few different subjects today in this video because most of this stuff we all already know is coming and is happening, and we can only go over it so many times before we have it pounded in our head and we know what's coming, but we don't know exactly when or exactly what is going to happen to kickstart all of us. So if you are new to this channel, please click that subscribe button down below. Be sure to tap the notification bell beside it so that you'll be notified when I upload new videos. And as always, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to share it, because the more of these videos we get out to people, the more people are awake and sees what's happening, and the less chaos there will be in the end, even though it is going to be disastrous. So we all know that inflation has been on the rise in every sector that you want to talk about, from our food to our gas to clothing. Anything that you have went to purchase is pretty much went up. Inflation is there all across the board. The question is, how long can it continue to rise like it is before a complete collapse happens, before an economic disaster happens, before people actually have to say, I can't do this anymore, and they're talking about the majority of stuff going on. We already know right now that a lot of people, they can't keep power on, car payments paid, house payments paid, the rent paid, all in one thing. They're struggling to do all of that at one time and still put food on the table. But how long before it really, really gets bad to a situation where the majority of people out there are in this situation? Right now, we are seeing some crazy stuff happen. There's shortages that are starting back kind of like they did last year. Our area is starting to see a lot more gaps on the shelves. I'm seeing a lot more videos. I'm getting a lot more emails, a lot more comments about people talking about the shortages coming back and a lot of stuff that is happening in their area that was kind of going on last winter, except it's happening a lot earlier this year than it even was. We know that sickness is on the rise, and they're saying that the antibiotics are in major shortages, which is not something we dealt with as much last year as we already are this year. But things are really, I believe, worse than they seem. I believe there's this big facade out there where they're trying to keep everybody from complete panic mode while things slowly crumble. And I think stuff is a lot worse than what you're actually seeing. People are hurting a lot worse than they are showing. There's a lot of people literally one paycheck away, one payment away from losing everything that they have worked for. And they're trying to keep that together and not let people know. There's more of that going on than we could even believe. We have the power systems being damaged, and if something like that was to start happening across the U.S., whatever the reason was that caused it, it's just the fact of the matter. If this starts happening regular, you can see more and more people without power, more and more disasters starting to happen, and things just going down into situations where nobody wants to be in. So if you're not prepared for those situations, now is the time to do it, because it is getting late in the game. It is getting harder to prepare, not only due to some of the shortages that are out there, but the prices. You definitely cannot get as much for the money now as you could 2 years ago. It's just, that's just math. Anybody with simple math can understand that with the inflation and what it has done, you're going to get a lot less than you got last year, not only with inflation but shrinkflation too, because cans are shrinking, jars are shrinking, the packages are going way down on what they was 2 years ago. So any way that you see it, there's going to be a lot less for your money. We've been warned. I mean, it's been all over even mainstream news about food shortages, supply chain issues, gas prices on the rise, shortages for the natural gas and all that stuff that fuels power grids. They let us know ahead of time that they're probably going to cut power off right in the middle of winter for certain people on and off. So be prepared. And it's not just our country that said that. There's a lot of other countries that's told them, to stockpile food and water in case of a blackout due to, low supply to keep the power plants going. With everything that's happening, we know that economic collapse is coming. This country cannot continue going like it is. The whole world cannot continue going like it is. Something is going to happen, and something's going to set it off. And you need to be as prepared as possible for that at home, where you're not caught out in the middle of all the chaos with everyone else that's not prepared, because there's still millions and millions of people that are asleep, that have no idea, completely blinded to what is going on. Even as hard as that is to believe how anybody cannot see what is happening, it's true. And there's lots of them. There was a major brainwashing going on that just has still lots of people that's just living in La La Land and don't see it. And those are the people we're going to be having to worry about when we have supplies and they don't. And you don't want to be out trying to get to stores to get those supplies when something bad happens, because it's not going to be a good time. There's not going to be enough to go around at grocery stores and things like that. And so the chaos will ensue. It will start and it will be a mess. So be prepared at home to take care of your family. Just keep an eye out. Keep up with the news and what is going on so that we can slowly see everything happening and try to be prepared for each step ahead of time. So thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Stay safe. God bless you and keep prepping.